Hi, everybody. This is Karen Palmer. I'm your host of The Energy Show and the Mindful Media Mom and the Queen of Global Kindness. Today, we are talking about our new moon, which is incredible. We have so many excellent things happening energy-wise, but also we are so blessed to have a fun and wonderful guest who practices gratitude and success on his show. And we're going to introduce him. This is Bob Miller, and he does a show on that you can. I'll let him share with you how you can connect with him and start watching his show. And Bob, tell me a little bit about the show and when people can watch it.
Well, thank you, Karen. Well, mostly you can find it on YouTube all the time. If you type in "practice gratitude success," you'll find the shows.
Practice gratitude success on YouTube. So you have all the ones recorded, all the replays.
You can watch all, or you can go to my website, Bob Miller Success, because I'm Bob Miller. So it's BobMillerSuccess.com.
So it's BobMillerSuccess.com. Awesome. That's great. So Bob, tell us a little bit. Just tell us a little bit about you and how you got started on hosting that show.
Well, the show, Karen, the show just began in January.
Okay.
Are we having an echo? I hear an echo. Is that you or me? Somebody's echoing.
You're okay.
I'm okay. Okay. Yeah. So I started actually doing the show sometime this January, about the middle of January. I've been wanting to do it for a long time. See, last January 1st of 2015, I decided I wanted to start shooting a video about what I'm grateful for every single day. And so I did that. Actually on January 1st of 2015, I created my very first video of what I was grateful for. Just like a gratitude diary, but I wanted to do a video.
Right.
So I did that. But on January the 2nd, I said, you know what? I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm not going to talk about what I'm grateful for. I'm going to mention who I'm grateful for.
Okay.
So on January 2nd, I decided I'm going to name, because if I just say, okay, I'm grateful for the nice weather, and that's cool. It's nice to have nice weather or nice whatever you have, but there's no return. The weather doesn't care if I like it or not. So, but if I say I'm grateful for Karen, and if I post that, so if I made a video about you and I put that up there, I post it on Facebook and say, hey, I'm grateful for Karen because she's a global kindness lady and she does all these wonderful things. What's going to make you kind of feel good?
Sure.
You're going to say, oh, somebody appreciates me. So that's what I did on the 2nd of January. I did that. Now back then I called them Sunrise Gratitude because I always make, most of the time I make my videos at sunrise.
Okay.
A little place where I live here in San Diego, right on Mission Bay. It's a place called Fiesta.
Oh, so you're in California. I'm in California too. I live in the mountains above Santa Barbara.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You've been getting some rain up there today?
Yes, it's been wonderful.
Yeah, we're still getting some thunder and lightning. My dog over here is a little. He's a little scared right now. My little guy. Yeah, he doesn't like the thunder and lightning. But so last year, so I call it Sunrise Gratitude videos. And then, I don't know, maybe about 4 or 5 months into it, I changed it and I started calling it the practice gratitude success videos, because it's about just practicing gratitude. You know, most people say we're grateful, and most people are grateful. Most people say they're grateful, but when you actually practice it by actually doing it every single day. So I wanted to make a point of doing it last year for an entire year. Now, of course, when this, once you do something for an entire year, it becomes you. I'm not gonna stop doing it. It's like it's not like, okay, New Year, I'm gonna go back to being a jerk again. I'm not gonna be grateful anymore.
You get in the habit of it. It's a new.
Yeah. So I continue doing it, and then so this year I just upped it a little bit, and I made this show. So what I do every day, 5 days a week, I bring in a guest. In fact, you're going to be my guest on the 28th of this month. And it's a half an hour program, and it's a Google Hangout platform, the thing called Webinars on Air. And I just bring in a guest, and I just ask them about they can share whatever they want to share, and we try to keep it on towards gratitude. So a half an hour program, but it's a lot, just a real lot of fun.
That's awesome. Yeah, I will be coming on to as the kickoff for our Global Peace Week. So
Yes,
for the whole week of March 28th through April 1st, we are using every type of platform that we can use to see if we can get global peace going viral. In August, I got global kindness, the hashtag. I use hashtags for higher consciousness. So I use social media for a greater good. I combine ancient wisdom with modern technology to help to just really be a voice for the voiceless, for the animals, for children, for seniors, for, the people who don't have a voice on the internet. And a lot of people, don't have the technology to be able to reach the masses the way that they'd like to. So I teach people how to do that. So, yeah, and I had to learn myself, and I had to learn how to make it fun. And so now I teach other people how to do that and make it fun and easy. And, I know that what we focus on the most is what expands. So when you're focusing on gratitude, it shows that you'll have more things to be grateful for. They've done all kinds of science studies about that. So there's lots and lots of ways that people can be really grateful. And, when you start getting in the habit of being grateful, you have more things to be grateful for.
Or in this case, more people to be grateful for.
More people to be grateful for. So you started it and now you're doing it. So you're doing it 5 days a week. And what time is that?
No, I do the show 5 days a week.
Yeah.
But I still do my video every day, no matter what. Every 365 days a year, I do a gratitude video.
Right.
I name somebody. In fact, I will name you tomorrow as a person that I'm grateful for tomorrow. You and probably a few other people. So you'll see that, and that goes up on YouTube as well.
That's awesome.
So every day I pick. Well, it started off as like just one person. Then I would get it wasn't really getting many. Not a few people would follow. Now I'm getting hundreds and hundreds of views every single day because people are. They like their name being mentioned, and it just creates the momentum of more gratefulness, more appreciation, more gratitude, and it's just sharing the love. That's all it is. But it's cool.
Everyone wants, everybody wants to be seen, heard, and validated. And if you can give people, I just did a whole talk about this with my mastermind. If you can give your audience that kind of feeling, then they'll want to keep coming back for more. It's all about how you make them realize what's in it for them, and the more that they feel good, then they're going to, because they're busy. People are busy, and, they want to make sure that they're getting good content, things that feel good when they watch it. And, the more that we focus on the good things happening in the world, the more we send a message to the media and to the masses that we want more good news. We want people to focus on the good things that people are doing. That's how I ended up publishing my book, Global Kindness, going viral, was because, there's so many people out there doing such great things in the world, and they're just not getting the recognition and they're not getting the exposure. And so I wanted to learn how I could help them to get the exposure. And so I learned everything I could learn about Twitter and Instagram, and I just kind of took it like a science experiment, and I just started looking into how do I do this, and and then it's all about collaboration. It's connecting with other people who are like-minded, because when you connect with people, you unite and you become stronger as you unite. So
yeah, it's amazing how everything just comes to you. Everything going down that pathway, people just come to you. The right people just pop in your life.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
Well, yeah, I'm a success and a yoga instructor. So I teach mindfulness, success, and the principles of the law of attraction. And so I used all of the principles in the law of attraction in social media and in marketing. So I became an angelic marketer and a mindful media mom. And that's how that all came about. So, but did you happen to know that we are in a super lunar eclipse, that we are going into the new moon? And that's something that is so incredibly, the universal energies are at a point right now where we can really start to connect with these energies so that we can start to see, the positive benefits of the new moon. This is a time when we set our intentions and we really get super, super clear about who we are and why we came here. And the fact that we went into this new moon, which is in Pisces, is the deep seated, the deep parts of ourself. So we're going to be feeling like that's all about healing and self-love and acceptance and being gentle and waking up from the inside and starting to see oneness and unity and consciousness in a big way. We're going to start to really see that. And, sometimes it takes shining light in the dark places. And that's a lot of what I have to do.
That's super cool. Yeah, I saw that posted on your wall, so I will be sharing that right after this.
Yeah. So I mean, it's really awesome. So I wanted to just give a little bit of information about that. So this year is the year that you really step into who you are and what you came here to do. You'll not be focusing on outside approval anymore. A lot of the empaths will really be more confident in setting their boundaries. They're going to feel more confident in saying no. They're going to feel more confident in really setting those boundaries, and they're not going to be looking for so much outside recognition. They're going to have a lot more inner peace and a lot more inner guidance, and they're going to feel a lot more supported because of those energies that they're tapping into. So this is a 9-year, which in numerology is all about powerful energies coming in forces and trusting your intuition and really trusting your emotions. So when an emotion comes up for you, Bob, sometimes we have different emotions that come up. A lot of times we want to stuff those emotions and we don't want to look at them. And what this year is all about is really accepting that certain things are coming back around that haven't been completed. Have you noticed that a little bit? Have you noticed that certain things are coming back around that there's still a lesson there to learn? There's still something a little more to the lesson that.
Well, I think there's a lot more to my lesson that I have to learn.
Yeah,
I think it's a lifetime of learning.
It's a lifetime of learning. And the thing about it is, too, that we have to be more self-accepting and more understanding of the fact that we're doing the best we can. And that if certain things are coming back up, they're coming up like flashcards to see if we really got that lesson and how we're going to respond instead of react. We have the ability to respond, which is our responsibility. And when we have that ability and we can really start to help the world by just having inner peace for world peace.
I love that. And I love how you use the word respond, because I always tell people that I always, recommend they change some of the words that they use, like things. Well, see, another thing that I didn't tell you is I started this whole being on the internet about 8 years ago after I suffered a major stroke. Back in 2006. Yeah. So I was, they said I would never ever walk ever again. If I lived, they said that. Yeah. So that was, so I got on Facebook and I created a website called StrokeSuck.com. and the word, and it was like, stroke suck. But then the next word was stroke suck, but there are things you can do to improve your life. And so it was all inspiration. It was all about, becoming better, learning how. I didn't have a clue because I didn't even know what a stroke was back in those days.
Wow.
I was paralyzed. I was like, oh my God, what do I do? Will I ever walk ever again? Will I do things? And so it was all about just lifting people up. And I figured if I do that to other people, it's going to lift me up, which it did. It got pretty popular. A lot of people. I still do it, but I don't go there that often because I don't really even consider myself a stroke survivor right now. I consider myself as a person who had a stroke. I will never use the word my stroke, except for I just use it right now. But so I don't identify with that as a part of me. It was the stroke.
Yeah. Did you ever read that book, My Stroke of Insight?
Yes.
So that's Terry. Terry's in here with us.
Yeah, the first time I read it, I was like really angry at that lady because when I first saw her, here's a lady. She was a scientist, and she's on stage. She's on Oprah Winfrey. She's like all popular, and she's talking about how wonderful the stroke was. Like what a great feeling of nirvana. And I'm going, oh my God, lady, are you kidding me? I can't even move. I'm drooling. I lost everything. Lost all my money. Everything was. Strokes are not a fun. They're not a magical feeling of euphoria, the way she described it in her book. But her book had a good message. When you get to the second half of the book, after she talks about the stroke being this nirvana trip, like it's a hallucinogenic trip or something, it's not. Trust me, it's a life-altering event for most people. And a lot of people I know so many stroke survivors. I know thousands of them. And a lot of them are, I'm really fortunate. I run every day. I go for a 2-mile run every single morning. I'm 64 years old. I'm in better shape now than I've ever been in my life. So for me, I'm fine. But a lot of my friends, they're still paralyzed. They're in wheelchairs. They can't move. So it's not a real fun experience for most people.
How long ago did you have the stroke?
That was in 2006, Karen.
Wow, 2006. So that was just 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Boy, wow, you've really come around. That's amazing. What a beautiful.
There's a lot of inspirational people that are in that community. There's a lot of them. But when you get into these the little groups, these Facebook groups and stuff, a lot of people are stuck there. Because they keep like you're talking about the mindfulness of talking about an event that's maybe held you down. So that one person feeds off the other one, and they want to prove, or not prove, but you don't know how bad it is for me. I can't do this. I say focus on what they can't do.
Right.
As opposed to focusing on what you can do. And so when you're stuck in a place, some of these support groups are great for people when something happens to them. And that could be with any support group. Could be abuse, could be alcohol, could be anything. If you keep talking about your problems, you're going to attract more of those into your life, so. What
you focus on expands. There's no question about it. And whatever is your most dominant belief is what you will attract. And so the fact that you are staying in the gratitude vibration, that's a high vibration. In the book, have you read the book, Power versus Force?
I haven't read that. I have not read that book.
Well, gratitude is up there almost as high as pure love and acceptance. And pure love and acceptance, one person who is radiating out pure love and acceptance with no judgment counterbalances 90,000 people who are in the lower vibrations of blame and shame and guilt.
Nice.
So that's counterbalances the fact that you're doing what you're doing. You are counterbalancing some of the lower energies in such a beautiful way. And that's why I do my shows. That's why I've been doing all that I've been doing. I've been living my dream life. I'm a conscious dog trainer. So that's what I do by trade. That's what I do for my living to, pay the bills and stuff. But I love the work that I do with animal rescue. And, I got really involved in helping animal rescue because so many animal rescues, need help with fundraising, and, they have hearts of gold, but they really don't have any funding, and they have all these, they'll do anything for animals. But we have to shift our belief systems, our limiting beliefs around money isn't spiritual, because money is spiritual. The more you have, the more you can help. That's what that turned into my mantra. The more I have, the more I can help. And, that helped me to get out of my, my recovering, I call myself a recovering Catholic, because I have because I was a choir girl, and I was always, saying, oh no, I'm a nonprofit business owner, and I don't want to take any money, and I don't want to accept any donations. I just want to give this to you. But that put me, there's the law of giving and receiving. And if you don't balance the law of giving and receiving, then you actually deplete the whole experience of giving. So you end up just
they can't give because you're not receiving.
Right. So you end up with that whole energy off balance. So that's what's so beautiful about gratitude, because I feel like with gratitude, there's always more. And I always say to people, the truth is you can't complain and be grateful at the same time. It's impossible. Your mind won't let you do it. So be grateful. Choose grateful. Every time you find yourself, this is why it's, 98% of the time we're in our subconscious. And if we start to really just be a little more mindful, just a little tiny bit more mindful about our conscious decisions, and we just catch those thoughts and we go, oh, I was just about to complain about that. I think I'll be grateful. Instead of complaining, we can choose to be grateful.
Yeah, I have so many people that have actually, I don't even like to call it a challenge, but I have a lot of people that are actually doing this whole gratitude thing. There's people started off this year. There's one lady who started off last year. And so every day on her Facebook wall, they post down who they're grateful for. And it's so cool because I encourage that. You got to get more and more of the same thing when you do that. It's so
Exactly. We have to realize, each person needs to realize, every person who's watching this show, you matter. You matter, and what you do in the world matters. Your energy is either helping or hurting the planet at all times. So realize that when you do feel a little overwhelmed or frustrated, and we all have those, we all have those feelings when we get frustrated or a little overwhelmed, but realize as soon as you start to feel that, be gentle with yourself. Just look at it and say, wow, I'm really feeling overwhelmed. Don't make yourself wrong. We're here. We're souls having a human experience. And one of the most important things that we can constantly remind ourselves is that we're doing the best we can with what we know. Like Maya Angelou always says, when you know better, you'll do better. And so be gentle with yourself. So that was a big thing here, saying that you don't need approval. And then this year will be a year when so many healers and so many gifted spiritual people are going to be coming out and just really coming out with their gifts. And they're going to realize that they've had these gifts all along. And there's going to be like an unraveling in the system. And so many people are going to be coming into the oneness community and really starting to see the unity consciousness is the only way. So many people are going to really start to see that. And this is what we have ahead of us. This is what we have ahead of us for March. This whole month of March is going to be just absolute magical. So you have to start to realize that, these emotions that are coming up are emotions that are here to they're like little reminders that we are still in this human experience. We're still having this human experience. And we have to just let ourselves be okay with whatever's coming up and realize that it's showing itself to be healed, So that's what's happening with the new moon. Like I said, we're going to be, 9 is a sacred number. And so it holds everything together. It's all about unity, consciousness, and really bringing together and showing united front and showing collaboration. And there's going to be lots more collaboration and a lot less competition. We're going to see a big change about that. And then the new moon, the solar eclipse in Pisces we're going to be real sensitive. So be gentle. Know that you're going to be sensitive. Just know that you're a little raw and things are going to come up, and realize that these are things that are coming up for you to heal, and that they're, be grateful that you have the ability to feel, right? That's an amazing ability. We are, having these opportunities that come to us each time that we start to step in and really get, these vibrations, and realize that we can just love whatever arises. We can just accept it. And maybe we can't love it at first, but we can bring, there's the 3 awakened states of doing. So there's acceptance, is the fact that, okay, I've got to do this. It's like our taxes, right? We've got to do our taxes. We got to fill out the paperwork, and we push it off and we try to procrastinate about it, and we don't want to do it, but we know it's got to get done. So we just do it. But if you bring a little bit of excitement to it, and you find a way to bring excitement to it, and I do it, with washing the dishes. I didn't like washing the dishes, and I was really kind of against washing them. I was irritated because they weren't mine. They were my husband's and my daughter's. And I was irritated, and I let that irritation get to me. And they didn't even realize anything was wrong. They didn't even realize I was upset about anything. So I decided to practice what I was preaching, and I decided to bring a little bit of excitement. So I hung up a little bird feeder outside, and I hung up a little hummingbird feeder, so that when I washed the dishes, I was happy and excited to be seeing the hummingbirds. And then I realized, okay, well, this is working. This isn't bothering me. So let's bring enthusiasm. So there's 3 pieces to this. You can bring enthusiasm. So I got myself some lavender soap. And when I was washing, I was using the essential oil soap, and I was really bringing in calmness and joy. And then I was washing the dishes, and I was getting in the habit of doing it. And then they started washing their own dishes without me even asking them.
It took away all your fun, though.
Yeah, they saw me having fun with their dishes, and then they started. And that's what is so cool about when we start to, bringing that awareness into our doingness, so that we're more being than doing. So when we're being present, really being present with the fact that, oh my gosh, look, there's some beautiful little hummingbirds outside. And look, when I wash with the lavender soap, I feel so much better when I'm washing, And so it's like, these are the things that we get to make different choices. So this is what the new moon is going to be giving us, lots of opportunities for this, because we're going to be sensitive, we're going to be emotional, but we're going to be very intuitive. So we want to spend a lot of time in meditation, a lot of time in, taking long walks in nature, making sure that you make yourself important. That's important about this energy, because when you start to make yourself important, then other people around you will start to see you as a priority also.
Exactly. Hey, Karen, I have a question.
Sure.
You have this deep animal connection, obviously. I have a question about people. I have a couple of friends that are like really into the whole vegan animal thing, which is wonderful. I mean, I honor everything that they're doing. I'm not vegan yet. I'm heading down that road because I deplore the killing of animals. It's
a vibration. The way that they're being killed is so inhumane.
It's horrible. I don't like to look at that. The problem is nobody likes to look at those videos, those pictures. And I understand what these people are attempting to do. They're attempting to bring the awareness of these horrific things that are going on in the world. However, most people that I know, they won't even look at these people. They won't look at their posts on Facebook. They won't watch the video because they're building up a wall. So what do you think is the best way for people who are so passionate about that to get their message across without the shock value, or is there a way to do it?
Well, I say try not to be against anything. Try to focus on what you're for. and what you are really wanting to accomplish. So, being a voice for the voiceless animals, I felt the same way. I didn't want to go into those dark places. I didn't want to talk about it. I didn't want to see those videos. But I also realized that the only way that we start to make changes in our world is through awareness. And the fact that they're sneaking into these establishments and finding out what's actually happening, I think is so important for us as a society to realize that how we treat the least among us, how we treat is a huge message to our society as in general. And look at how we treat homeless people, and look at how our governments are in big changes, and we are in, I'm a universal law person, so I know that we are in the law of polarity right now. There is the dark and the light, and the light is shining into the dark in a really big way now. And so I think that's why the animals are getting a voice. I really believe that that's why the animals are getting a voice. I always say to the people who ask me to share those kinds of videos that my best response to them when they ask me to share those videos is, my audience really is more responsive to the positive things that you're doing with the animals, and that if this is something that you are needing to get out into, letting people know about, I think that the best way to do that is not in the graphic ways.
Right. That's what I'm thinking, because so many people, it is such a wonderful message of awareness to let people know what's going on, and people know what's going on, but they don't want to pull back the curtain. They don't want to take a look at it because they still like their bacon.
Mm-hmm.
They like a hamburger, and they don't want to think about what happens before the hamburger.
Well, and that's going back, and this is all going back to, we have this system in place. Our food source is very compromised, and it's been very corrupted. And the truth of the matter is that when we eat that kind of food, that vibration of the fear and the abuse and the suffering that animal is going into our body. So that energy is going into, because we're all energy, we're all energetic beings. And so when we decide to do those things, it's all conscious choice. The more people who just do meatless Mondays, right? So if you just, Paul McCartney started the Meatless Mondays, and if everyone does that, then it starts to move in the direction of more and more people, eating less. And so we don't have such a supply and demand, because the fact that people are trying to mass produce all these, that is why we have such an unhealthy system.
Right.
That's why we have so many sick people.
Oh, exactly. I mean, and it's not just the meat. That's a big part of it, but all the other products and stuff. Just a skincare, things we put on our body. There's so many toxins.
Everything's coming to the. This is what this is all about. This is why we're going into Pisces. We're going into 2016 is all about nothing can be hidden. This is what 2016 is all about. Nothing will be hidden from us. Our government has been corrupt for a long time, but we don't have to accept that. We don't have to accept it. This is why grassroots organizations like myself and many others are gathering together and uniting to make positive changes, so that, we don't have to accept that, oh yeah, that's just the way business is. It's not the way business is. Actually, a lot of businesses are a lot more socially conscious now. And a lot more businesses are becoming economically and eco-friendly. There's more eco-friendly companies coming up, especially with the millennials. The millennial generation is really transforming our planet in a very positive way.
Oh, exactly. I totally agree. I totally agree with that. Everything is moving towards that direction. We're moving away from the bad, and we're moving towards the good. And if you're still clinging on to the bad, well, you're gonna be the last one holding on when the whole world is moved towards betterment, towards love, towards health, and just shining of light, of, like you said, shining the light on all
Dark
the things that
places.
you. Exactly.
These dark places have been existing for a long time, but they've been hiding. It's been hidden from us. And what's happening right now is that especially with the internet, nothing can be hidden, It's like there's just nothing that can be hidden. And so it's really powerful what's been happening. And and then we have these energies are so powerful when we start to harness the energies of the universe, the angelic realms, and we start to really connect with the higher vibrations, the higher frequencies, and we start to bring that into our day-to-day life. I personally put myself protected in the protection of the angels wherever I go, because in this world, there are a lot of low energy. There's a lot of low energy people who are in fear. And it's like everything is trying to be shoved down your throat. This is important. This is important. You need to watch this. This is what's happening. I don't even put my attention on any of the negativity. I put my attention on the good things that people are doing. And the more that I was able to do that, the more that I started to see, wow, there's so many good things happening. And that's what you do. That would be my answer. Is look at the things that people are doing to help the animals, and look at the things that people are doing in the animal rescue, and donate to animal rescue, and donate your old blankets, your old pillows. You can go and bring dog treats and cookies, and you can bring snacks for kitties, and you can bring little beds and claw things for kitties. I mean, there's so much that we can do to be a part of the solution, not part of the problem. And part of the problem, when I say you're part of the problem, is when you're complaining about it and you're not doing anything to help it.
Well, this one person in particular, on her Facebook, that's all you see is those kind of videos. Occasionally she puts something nice up, but most of the time is that. And she's a loving person. Just a wonderful, loving soul. She's also a stroke survivor as well, but she just her mind. She's just living in there. And I also have some friends that are the same way with like the immunizations and things that are out there, which a lot of those things are. I mean, they put a lot of really bad stuff in your immunizations and stuff that's going on. And again, the awareness, the light being shined on it is a wonderful thing. Right. But some people just focus on just the evilness of it all. So their mind is always in that evilness. It's always there with that. So that's what they're attracting to themselves even more so.
Absolutely.
Or the energy of those bad things come to them because of that, even though their intention is to bring awareness, but it's like it brings that energy, that bad energy to them.
Yeah, and I always say just keep your focus on the things that you want to have happen, and don't put your attention on the things that you don't want to happen.
Right.
Because
when it's really simple.
Oops, I got an echo.
That's my echo chamber over there.
All right. Let me just turn that down a little bit. There we go. So yeah, that's about it, guys. That was all we wanted to kind of share with you. And this has been a great show, Bob. And thanks, guys, so much for watching and for being here. And all you watching online. And Terry, thanks. Love you too. Thanks so much for being here. And let's just keep shining our lights, not worrying about the dark, and shining our light. All you can do.
Can I give a shout out to Terry? She's going to be on my show on Wednesday, this upcoming Wednesday. Terry Miller.
Oh, Terry's going to be. Oh, yay! Terry's going to be on Wednesday. So who's on tomorrow?
Tomorrow I have a fellow named Fantastic Frank Johnson.
Fantastic Frank Johnson.
Yeah.
So give us that the website again. I'll put it in the replay.
It's at BobMillerSuccess.com.
So it's Bob
MillerSuccess.com.
Awesome.
And the last blog post that I put up yesterday, I actually put one up today, but yesterday's has a list of all the shows that are coming up this week.
April.
Every week I update them.
So
you
yeah,
should be there on the
we're
28th of this month.
done with the show, so you can watch the replay.
And everything's on YouTube. If you go to my YouTube channel, if you just type in Bob Miller or Gratitude Success, you'll find me. I got hundreds of videos up there, so it's all there.
Awesome.
Thank you so much, Karen, for this opportunity. I'm really looking forward to getting to know you more. I'm really looking forward to having you come on the show on the 22nd or the 28th, I mean, and kick off that whole global kindness thing. That is so cool what you're doing. I honor you, what you're doing. Thank you so much for being in this world.
Thank you so much for all that you're doing too. And the more that we keep focusing on the things that we're grateful for, and the more that we focus on the good things that people are doing, the more the other situations will start to, the illusionary issues will start to fall into the nothingness that they truly are. And we will always, always know that love is the most powerful force on this earth.
Amen.
Have a great night, you guys. I got to go teach yoga.
Night off.
Good night. So that